Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this video, the full version is available on Patreon. I'll be uploading all my content there going forward.
Chapter 1. Ding. Ranking of Cosmic Civilizations. Turn on. As long as the civilization can be ranked on the list, it will receive rewards from the origin of the universe. Inside the Foundation headquarters, Chen Mu, president of the Foundation, raised his head. Ranking of universe civilizations? Will the Foundation universe I created with my own hands be on the list? The endless vast starry sky, the center surrounded by countless galaxies. A planet that is so bright that it seems to span the past and present, it is located at the absolute center of this universe. No one originally named this universe, and no being is qualified to name it. It was not until Chen Mu traveled from the Earth to the universe where the Foundation is located, opened the system, established the Foundation, and accommodated those beings that transcended the rules. This universe has its own name, the Foundation Universe. The planet where Chen Mu is located is now known as the Origin Star and has become the absolute center of the Foundation's universe. The Foundation's headquarters was also built on the Origin Star. There are countless Foundation members with iron wills inside, fighting one after another in order to restore the universe to normal. All kinds of weird, detached and contained objects that are outside the rules of the universe have been contained on the Origin Star by the Foundation in various ingenious ways. There is Chen Mu, the president of the Foundation, who personally uses his majestic supernatural powers beyond common sense to take care of him. At this moment, the Foundation headquarters is in a shelter with a defense level of SSS. Chen Mu, wearing a golden standard robe, looked at the ranking canopy that appeared in the sky above the universe. The Foundation's containment base in front of Chen Mu contains nearly 10,000 items that transcend the rules of the universe. If every contained object is left outside, as long as a gust of wind carrying desire blows by, it will lead to the destruction of another universe. Such as SP-173, which is called Little Peanut. SP-096 who cannot read faces. There was even that ordinary chessboard, which was named the world-destroying chessboard by the Foundation. An intelligent life form will be randomly drawn from the universe to play against the soul of the chessboard. If that intelligent life form wins, the pieces on the chessboard are reset and the game moves on to the next game. If the intelligent life form in the game loses, the universe will be reset and everything in the world will be reopened. Inside, there is also an ordinary notebook, named Doomsday Note by the Foundation. As long as a name is carved on it with one's own blood, all races whose names are carved will be wiped out together. Even if you only write the word human in 2 strokes, then there will no longer be humans in this universe. This is the horror of contained objects, conceptual rules, and transcendence of the common sense of the universe. There are countless such horrific shelters in the shelters at the Foundation headquarters. If Chen Mu hadn't come to this world and established the Foundation, we still don't know what the world would be like now. Chen Mu can have such great courage to establish a foundation to protect this universe. Its roots come from the system he awakened after his arrival, the Foundation's cosmic civilization system. With the awakened golden finger, Chen Mu has the ability to build a cosmic civilization. He can enter any other universe and collect the essence of civilization in other universes. He also used the essence brought by other universes to cultivate a group of Foundation members with righteous thoughts. Let's defend this vibrant world together. When the last contained object, numbered SCP-9989, was taken into custody by Chen Mu, his cosmic civilization system seemed to have recharged to a new stage, and actually entered a short period of state called system upgrade. At this moment, the system was in the process of being upgraded, and Chen Mu felt overwhelmed, mixed with some expectations for the upgraded system. Naturally, Chen Mu would not show such complex emotions on his face. Wearing a long robe, he is always so calm and wise in the eyes of Foundation members. He is not only the founder of the Foundation, but also the spiritual belief of all colleagues in the Foundation. President, is there anything wrong with my containment number SCP-9989? At this moment, a melodious voice came from behind Chen Mu. Lin Ruoxiu, who was dressed in standard secretary clothes and wore a pair of pink glasses on her delicate face, asked softly behind Chen Mu. Lin Ruoxiu was originally the daughter of a great father of a great nation in the origin star. She had received an excellent education since she was a child. With hard work day after day, I finally got the opportunity to work as a secretary next to Chen Mu. Today, the members of the foundation were supposed to escort a 100-meter giant that kept appearing in the snowy mountains, a supernatural creature that Lin Ruoxiu thought was extremely ordinary. But what Lin Ruoxiu didn't expect was that this seemingly ordinary supernatural creature would be kept in the asylum at the headquarters by the president. The usually wise president seemed to have lost his mind for a moment. This kind of emotion was something Lin Ruoxiu had never seen in the president. Even when he personally led the team to contain the world destruction chessboard, the president always looked calm and calm. Therefore, Lin Ruoxiu couldn't help but wonder what was so special about the 100-meter giant numbered SCP-9989. Lin Ruoxiu's voice, like the gentle breeze and drizzle, broke her own memories. Chen Mu turned around, with a slight smile on his lips, and said, "There is nothing special about the SCP-9989 containment object. I just fell into nostalgia for the past. The third group did a good job in this matter. You pass on my order and give the third group a vacation. The subsidy for this mission will be doubled." Those guys were exhausted trying to catch this cunning giant. Looking at the warm smile on the president's handsome face, Lin Ruoxiu felt her heart suddenly speed up, as if a young deer was constantly hitting her heart in her tall soft chest. A layer of crimson suddenly appeared on her fair face. Lin Ruoxiu immediately lowered her head and hesitated. "Well, President. Ruoxiu knows. I'll go down and notify the logistics department right away." Looking at Lin Ruoxiu's back as if running away, Chen Mu couldn't help but shook his head and said to himself, "This little girl, this Xingxing test couldn't have been taken through the back door." Immediately, Chen Mu immediately threw all these messy thoughts behind. In an instant, a pair of determined eyes burst out with intense light. Ding! Ranking of Cosmic Civilizations. Turn on. As long as the civilization can be ranked on the list, it will receive rewards from the origin of the universe. Huge screens of light, like ancient scrolls, appear on every planet in the universe. Its scope is not limited to the universe where Chen Mu is located, but also spreads to the endless multiverse like the sand of Hengsha. Lin Ruoxiu, who had just left, was shocked. Chapter 2. When the huge sky curtain unfolded in the sky like a scroll, all life forms inhabiting the multiverse can clearly see the sky hanging high under the starry sky as long as they raise their heads. In just an instant, all the civilizations in the multiverse exploded due to the appearance of this huge sky curtain. Whether it is the interstellar fleet of the Tri-Solaran civilization heading towards the immigrant planet, the angels soaring in the sky, or the many human heroes in the Avengers. When they discovered that the light curtain across the sky appeared, they immediately thought it was an invasion from a foreign enemy and used their best attack method. But whether it is an indestructible water droplet, a flaming sword capable of killing gods, or the ultimate beam emitted from the steel suit, the light curtain that suddenly appeared in the sky had no impact at all. It still looks like it did when it appeared, quietly hanging over the heads of all life forms in the multiverse. For a time, all civilizations were helpless against this sudden light curtain. Only then did they realize that this light curtain must have originated from the creation of a civilization far superior to them. Faced with this kind of existence that they were unable to match, countless civilizations in the multiverse felt at this moment a mixture of surprise and passionate emotions. Countless civilizations are exchanging information on the light curtain, looking for the unknown existence behind the light curtain. Marvel Universe, Angel Civilization, Super Seminary, Tri-Solaran Fleet, Mayan Civilization, Huxia Civilization. Countless entities were suddenly operating at full capacity due to Chen Mu's system upgrade. Angel Nebula. The leader of the angelic civilization, Holy Keisha, who was sitting on the throne, looked at the sky hanging above her head, full of confusion. A minute ago, Keisha had already injected sacred genes into the Sword of Judgment, giving the light curtain above her head a hard blow. As the King of Angels, Keisha does not allow any existence to be shrouded in her wings. But even Keisha's attack, which could burn away all evil, didn't even cause the light screen to have any twists and turns. This feeling of powerlessness made Keisha's flowing blonde hair become messy little by little due to her irritability. So much so that the King of Angels was lying on the throne without even the slightest bit of a sitting figure, and his slender thighs wearing combat boots were barely stretched across the armrests of the throne. The delicate face is full of doubts about life after exerting all one's strength. This canopy is too hard. My Sword of Judgment was just about to have a hole popped out. Hexy, check, quickly find out the origin of this canopy. This is definitely not the void. The void is definitely not that hard. Otherwise, we would all just lie flat. Holy Keisha was stroking her flowing blonde hair while shouting to Hexi beside her. Hexi also had a headache when he saw Keisha like this. Simply being here now, with just the two of them, would not do much damage to the image of the King of Angels. TNG King Hexi said somewhat speechlessly. How do I check? What do I use to check? You are the King of Angels, and you have the entire treasure house of knowledge of the angelic civilization. Even you can't figure out the origin of this canopy. Even if the entire angel family breaks off their long legs, I'm afraid there won't be any clues. Holy Keisha! After a moment of silence, Keisha waved her hand and said feebly. Okay, just let me be quiet first. Where did this damn light curtain come from? Looking at Keisha's messy blonde hair, Hexi couldn't help but said. Pay attention to your image, my majesty, the King of Angels. You are the leader of my angel civilization. If Morgana sees you like this, she will be excited to record it, and then spread your video all over the universe. Don't use your own strength to destroy the supreme image that our angel clan has established over thousands of years. After hearing Hexi's advice, Keisha immediately lowered her long legs that she was about to lift up on the armrest. The two long legs covered with combat boots were superimposed on each other, with perfect arcs that fit together perfectly. The tangled expression on her delicate face suddenly returned to indifference, and she seemed to have straightened her messy blonde hair inadvertently. Suddenly, the aloof King of Angels appeared in front of Hexi again. When she thought of her sister who had fallen into evil, Holy Keisha was filled with the courage of a queen. Great demonic civilization. Morgana, the Demon King, has a face full of goth makeup and exudes the aura of a royal sister. Facing the figure wrapped in a black pocket in the projection beside him, he said viciously. Carl! You insidious guy, what are you trying to do again? I can't even hit that light curtain above my head with my devil wings. It can't be done secretly. Morgana looked at Carl with fear in her beautiful eyes. The Great Demon Civilization and the Styx Civilization where Carl is located can be regarded as allies to a certain extent. But even Morgana, as the King of Demons, was full of fear towards the evil-minded death god Carl. Regarding the sudden appearance of the sky, Morgana immediately thought whether Carl was doing it secretly. Carl, the god of death in the projection, faced Morgana's questioning and reluctantly took off the hood covering his head. He revealed a face full of innocence and purity. If you just look at his appearance, no one would think that this young man is the god of death, Carl, who makes many civilizations in the universe fear him. It was this contrasting face that made Morgana feel that Carl was too insidious. It was obvious that he belonged to the Styx civilization that advocated destruction, but his god of death, Carl, actually grew up to look like an innocent boy. If this damn thing isn't called insidious, then what else can it be called insidious? Carl squeezed out a few helpless arcs from the corners of his mouth and said. Morgana, you think too highly of me. This thing is a creation that transcends ultimate fear. The creator behind it is an existence beyond our reach. Let's just wait and see. Besides, at the end, Carl looked at Morgana in the projection with an extremely real expression, and said softly. We are allies and you are the Queen of Demons. Can you, stop looking at me like you're afraid of an enemy? Aren't allies supposed to be comrades whose lives depend on each other? When Carl's words came out, Morgana immediately glared at her. Go away. Dare I believe you, an old yin? You're a guy who eats demons without spitting out bones. If I had trusted you gullibly, I would have been arrested by you for research. Chapter 3. The Avengers. Nick Fury, who has one eye and a dark bald head, immediately summoned all the superheroes. A battle seminar started against the light curtain spanning the head. All the superheroes who are admired by the public were present, and there was a solemn atmosphere. Iron Man Tony spoke first. First, I am sure that the curtain has no offensive effect. After all, I fired several ultimate beams at that guy, and the curtain didn't react at all. Second, Thanos shouldn't have made that thing. If that big purple sweet potato had this ability, there would be no need to look for gems. Third, I can't fight today. When I attacked Tianmu earlier, I twisted my waist. If you want to do something, don't call me. After saying this, Tony directly pulled out a blindfold strap, lay on the chair and let others do their thing, looking like he was letting others resist. Everyone naturally knows Tony's character. As the person in charge, Nick Fury, with his only open eye, looked down at Captain America Steve with concern for the country and the people. Glanced by that one eye, Captain America Steve could only say to Thor. Asgardian sighed, do you have any opinions on this sudden appearance of the sky? After hearing what Captain America said, Thor reluctantly replied. I asked, don't mention the current Earth. There is also a huge canopy over Asgard. My father is also helpless against the sudden appearance of the sky. Having said this, Thor, the god of thunder, looked at his companions strangely and said in an extremely strange tone. It seems that every civilization has a piece of this sky. Tell me, is Thanos staring at the sky under the stars and stroking his round head now? After Thor said these words, Nick Fury, who subconsciously touched his dark bald head while thinking, suddenly couldn't touch him anymore. He retracted his hand angrily, and finally after a heated discussion of this memory, all superheroes come to a unified strategic opinion. They had no choice but to wait and see what happened to the sky above their heads. Dragon Ball World. Wukong, who had just finished the Universe Conference and was familiarizing himself with the ultimate intention Kung Fu, saw the sky above his head, and his eyes suddenly widened. Surprised and said, Hey! Such a big screen! Did Bulma develop another new technology? After having this idea, Goku immediately flew to Bulma's home. Before landing, he was directly stopped by Vegeta who sensed his aura. Vegeta's eyes were filled with fighting intent, and he shouted to Goku who was flying over. Kakarot! Have you mastered the ultimate freedom? It just so happened that my Super Blue 2 also broke through perfectly. Come down and fight me. When Vegeta saw Goku's figure, his eyes almost burst out with flames. Goku's performance in the Space Martial Arts tournament greatly stimulated him. Now that he has mastered Super Blue 2, Vegeta immediately wanted to fight Goku again. After Wukong landed, he pointed innocently at the sky above his head. Where's Bulma? Did she research that curtain? I just accidentally tried a turtle-style Qigong. Wow, that huge screen is so hard, my energy was blown away. When did Bulma master such powerful technology? After hearing Goku's words, the fire in Vegeta's eyes burned even more intensely. As soon as he heard that Goku was not here to fight with him, Vegeta was inexplicably furious and his hair was about to turn dark blue. He shouted angrily. Who cares how that curtain came out? Come and try Super Blue 2 mode with me. Let's go to Beerus's place. I want to see which one is stronger, your Freedom Ultimate, or my Dark Blue 2. Being invited to fight by Vegeta, Goku immediately became interested. Hurry up and contact Beerus, the god of destruction. After all, with their current strength, only the god of destruction can allow them to fight to their heart's content. But after Wukong contacted him, he came up with a surprising situation. Since the destruction god realm is also covered by the same sky, not only did it destroy the god realm, but even the entire king's temple was now suspended in the sky by a canopy. The two kings were still holding hands, curiously looking at the sudden appearance of the sky. Only then did Vegeta and Goku realize that the sudden appearance of the sky had directly enveloped the entire universe and hung above the heads of all existences. When countless universes and civilizations realize that this light curtain is far from being something they can shake, he began to study the sudden appearance of the sky using various methods. But no matter how much the great gods and civilization studied, they could not figure out what was going on with this sky curtain. In the end, the great gods of all major civilizations could only come to one conclusion. This was a supernatural phenomenon that was beyond the understanding of known civilizations. No civilization has been able to analyze it, and we can only roughly speculate that this thing should be similar to a virtual projection, coming from a higher level civilization or existence. Foundation Universe, Origin Star, Foundation Headquarters. Shenmue's ranking of the civilized universe. Multiverse civilizations on the ranking list will receive rewards commensurate with their ranking. All members of the Foundation are not allowed to leave their posts without permission. Hearing Shenmue's words, Lin Ruoxiu suddenly realized that the sky above her head was no small matter. When Lin Ruoxiu went down to inform, across all heavens and realms, the sky above the endless civilizations in the endless universe suddenly had a change of heart. Lines of fonts that can be understood by all races and civilizations appear from the sky. The barrage function is loaded, and all living beings can leave barrages on the sky screen. The number of barrages left depends on the level of each life form. The ranking of multiverse civilizations has officially begun. After a series of countdowns, the first civilization to be expelled appeared in the sky. The ninth largest civilization, the civilization of the Marvel Universe. Chapter 4. When the sky above all existences undergoes a series of changes, all civilizations explode again. After seeing the description of the barrage, all the viewers immediately began to try to leave their own barrage on the sky screen. It's just that they didn't care at all about the level of life forms required by the barrage, and they didn't know what standards the sky was measured by. In short, those who can leave a barrage on the sky, even if we look at the countless civilizations in the multiverse, only the remaining great gods have the ability to leave their own language. The first person who couldn't wait to leave traces on the sky was the Demon Queen from the Great Demon Civilization. Morgana, I am the Demon Queen from the Abyss. Can anyone see what I said? Holy Keisha, my fallen sister, don't show your demonic vulgarity to this unknown existence. This will dirty my eyes. Morgana, vulgar. Keisha, what do you know? This is the original freedom of the soul. Not only do I want to dirty your eyes, I also want to dirty your body. Morgana, who was in the Great Demon Civilization and on the demon's double-winged ship, exploded when she saw the barrage left by Holy Keisha. The black hair danced like a poisonous snake, Keisha's holy voice flashed in her heart, and the anger in her heart only rushed into her eyes. Just when Morgana was still on the sky, yelling at Keisha, she suddenly realized that she was unable to leave any traces on the sky. A mysterious feeling flowed into her mind, reminding her that the time for sending barrages had entered the cooling period and she needed to wait. Morgana was so angry that she knocked over the goblet next to her. Zige White God Wukong, hello everyone, I am Wukong from the 7th universe. I am a scion, and I very much hope to have the opportunity to fight against all the strong men in the future. In the God of Destruction barrier, Wukong saw his barrage appear on the sky, and his eyes suddenly lit up with excitement. Vegeta beside him immediately gritted his teeth and said angrily, "Damn it, Kakarot! This light curtain is facing all the heavens and worlds. Since you consider yourself a scion, you should tell your name as a scion. Your name is Kakarot. Vegeta's loud words shocked Goku and made him subconsciously turn around slightly. Some innocently pointed to the sky above their heads and said, "Look, when the curtain appeared, my name was also Wukong. This is Tianmu's recognition. Even if I say Kakarot, others may not recognize it." Facing Goku's innocent smiling face, Vegeta looked up and sure enough, the barrage sent by Goku on the sky screen still had his name prefixed on it. Vegeta immediately gritted his teeth and was speechless. As more beings sent barrages on the sky screen, everyone suddenly realized that this sky screen turned out to be a multiverse that connected all the heavens and worlds. No matter what kind of mythical civilization it is, no matter what position it is in the civilization, everyone suddenly realizes that there is a universe outside the universe. The part they can see is even just a corner of the multiverse. Everyone's worldview was opened by the sudden appearance of the sky. For a moment, everyone once again focused their attention on the first ranking that appeared, the 9th-ranked Marvel Universe civilization. I kept wondering in my heart what kind of civilization this Marvel Universe actually existed. To be able to rank 9th among the countless civilizations in this multiverse is enough to amaze everyone. The world of the Marvel Universe. After the entire Avengers Alliance passed the combat meeting, there was no clue about the canopy. Unexpectedly, not long after, the canopy started to rank directly. And their own civilization is actually the first one on the list. Suddenly, the entire Marvel Universe began to turmoil. Tony Stark, who was wearing an expensive suit, was wondering which club to go to find a hot girl to massage his waist after the war meeting. All of his entertainment plans were suddenly interrupted by the ranking of civilizations that appeared on the sky. Tony Stark frowned and looked at the sky. Murmured, "How big is this multiverse? With our current civilization level, is it only enough to rank 9th? The heroes of the entire Avengers Alliance began to investigate the sky from all angles, but they did not come up with any results. The only thing they know now is that this Marvel Universe civilization is talking about them. This is a hazy feeling that has emerged in the hearts of everyone in the entire Marvel world since that ranking appeared in the sky." Thor looked at his comrades in disbelief, his eyes kept jumping on Iron Man and Captain America, and exclaimed, "When you say this Marvel Universe civilization, do you mean you? Are you sure you're not fooling me? No wonder Thor, the god of thunder, has such an unexpected situation. Thor is a god of Asgard. Strictly speaking, he is not a civilization at all like Iron Man and Captain America. Therefore, Thor, the god of thunder, does not have that hazy feeling at all." Iron Man Tony faced Thor's surprised face and nodded seriously. "That's right, the 9th number on the canopy refers to our current human civilization. To be able to reach this position in the multiverse. I don't know how brilliant other civilizations are." After Iron Man Tony finished speaking, all the human-born heroes in the Avengers had expressions of recognition on their faces. It is a pity to be ranked 9th, but also an honor to be ranked. After all, the universe is already very big, and there are countless universes beyond the universe. Among the countless civilizations, humans in the Marvel world are proud enough to be ranked 9th. Thor, god of thunder, looked at the faint sense of glory on the faces of his human comrades with some boredom, and couldn't help but straighten his collar. Proudly said, "I am in Asgard, I am sure my ranking will be higher. Maybe we can squeeze into the top 3 directly." After Thor, the god of thunder, said this, he immediately attracted the angry glares of all the human comrades in the room. Even Nick Fury, the one-eyed black bald man, tried his best to widen his one eye as wide as possible, expressing the energy that belongs to Marvel humans. Foundation Universe, Origin Star, Foundation Headquarters. Chen Mu looked at the 9th-ranked Marvel civilization on the sky screen and couldn't help but smile. Thinking of the Marvel world, Iron Man Tony Stark, and the various technologies created by Frankenstein. The 9th position is quite suitable for them. I just don't know that with the power of the Foundation and these countless contained objects that transcend the rules of the universe. Can the civilization I lead reach the top? Although it was a doubtful guess, Chen Mu's face was full of confidence. As the president of the foundation that single-handedly founded the foundation and housed countless strange beings in all the worlds, Chen Mu knows that every member of the foundation is a warrior capable of shining in the starry sky. Behind him are contained objects with all kinds of strange powers. With all of this, he has the qualifications to reach the pinnacle of the world. Chapter 5 Super Divine Universe, Liang Civilization. The goddess Reina, who was dangling two big white legs, discovered that she could leave her own barrage on the sky. Suddenly, she was like a little girl who found her favorite toy, constantly holding the barrage cool-down time and interacting with the powerful people in the multiverse. Pan Zhen, the guardian of the fierce sun star, saw the playful look of his goddess and couldn't help but said anxiously, "Lena, you now represent our Liang civilization. But don't make enemies everywhere like Morgana, and pay attention to your identity. If you act haphazardly, it will easily cause a diplomatic accident between civilizations. Now the Sun civilization is already in crisis, and the new generation of Sun goddess Lena has not yet grown up." Pan Zhen's heart was almost broken. He was afraid that if Reina's barrage got angry, she would get into trouble with the big demon civilization next door. Holy Keisha can attack Morgana at will, that's because the angel civilization has the confidence. Now, if their Liang civilization had another head-to-head confrontation with the great demon civilization, Pan Zhen couldn't imagine how Reina, who had not grown up, would face the demon's wings. While Lena was stuck on the cooling point and communicating with people on the canopy, she waved to Pan Zhen casually and said, "Okay. Morgana has nothing to be afraid of. You see, me and Keisha from the Angel Civilization, plus Lian Feng from the Darrow Civilization, made Morgana speechless. Haha, Morgana, that old fairy, must be so angry that her chest is about to explode." Reina swayed her big white legs while making a girlish laugh sound. Immediately, Reina seemed to see Pan Zhen assuming the posture of an elder admonishing him. He slightly restrained the gloating on his face and said seriously, "Actually, I'm also doing diplomacy. Look at me chatting happily with Lian Feng and Yukin on Blue Star. They also invited me to be a foreign teacher at Super Seminary. Isn't this a disguised attempt to attract allies to our flame civilization?" Hearing what Lena said, Pan Zhen's stern face suddenly became less tense and he raised his head to look at the sky. "I saw Lena chatting with Lian Feng and Yukin who were on the Blue Star. Reina, goddess of the fierce sun, haha, now that Morgana's coward has turned off her mic, she has been scolded by us until she can't stop talking. Sisters, do your best next time. Lian Feng, Morgana is of low quality and has a dirty mouth. Even her killer outfit is enough to irritate her eyes. Sure enough, only extremely degenerate civilizations would wear that kind of makeup. Yu Qin, if you are from a serious civilization, who would still use that kind of smoky makeup? I really don't understand how a demon queen like Morgana can lead people to fall. Sun goddess Lena, hey, don't hurt Morgana too much. Just in case someone likes to use the killer style. I heard that non-mainstream aesthetic styles have been popular over at Blue Star for a while." Yu Qin, nonsense, what age is this? People on Blue Star like me now with twin tails. Well, they also like black stockings and long legs. Lian Feng, Lena, you should also come and visit the Super Theological Seminary when you have time. Find an opportunity and ask your sister to take you shopping together to buy clothes. Sun goddess Lena, super excited expression, okay, okay. It's agreed that you will prepare a quota for me as a foreign teacher. As a goddess, being a foreign teacher is not too much. When Pan Zhen saw this, he had a frown on his face. Even as the guardian of the burning sun star, he still doesn't understand what women talk about. Looking down, I saw that Reina was still busy with the barrage cooling time, and she was discussing with Deloitte and Civilization enthusiastically. Pan Zhen could only shake his head secretly for a while. At least Rena did a pretty good job in the diplomatic tasks between civilizations that the goddess was supposed to do. It's just that Pan Zhen really can't understand this kind of diplomatic topic. Just when the powerful men from all over the world began to actively use the sky screen to send barrages. On the huge sky screen, various graphics suddenly changed. One by one, extremely realistic fragments appeared on the sky screen, as if they were recreating the scene of the world. The perspective is from a high altitude, like an eagle flying across the sky, showing a world of tall buildings. 9th in the civilization rankings, Marvel Universe Civilization, excerpts of highlights are displayed. At this moment, the endless existences in the world stopped sending barrages, and briefly stopped this way of making friends across the universe's dimensions. Begin to concentrate all your attention and watch the sky screen display the technology of the Marvel Universe Civilization. The curiosity in their hearts was also aroused. I really want to know to what extent the Marvel Universe Civilization, which is ranked 9th in the endless multiverse, has developed its technological level. Amid much anticipation, the first thing that caught the eyes of all viewers was a red and gold humanoid mechanical battle armor. It comes from the steel suit that Iron Man Tony built for himself. The steel suit full of metallic luster hugged Tony and told him to fly in the clouds. The palms of both hands and the soles of both feet erupted with long flame tails, like a fiery red rainbow across the white clouds. Then, the sky screen showed Tony wearing a generation of armor and fighting many enemies one by one. Whether it's a terrorist with heavy firepower or a Frankenstein wearing 2 lightning whips and wearing a steel suit. In front of Tony's steel suit that embodies the pinnacle of human wisdom, they were defeated one by one. A genius weapon master, relying on the steel suit created by technology, he has reached the level of a god with a human body. This round, Tony Stark stole the show. Avengers Headquarters. Tony saw on the sky screen an excerpt of the highlights of the civilization of the Marvel Universe, actually playing the scene of himself controlling the steel suit. For a moment, Tony subconsciously raised his face at a few angles, and at the same time kept glancing at the surrounding comrades with his peripheral vision. His eyes focused on Doctor Strange, the Hulk, and Thor. He seemed to say inadvertently, "Hey, this canopy is real. This antique version of the steel suit has been released. I don't know when I will be able to introduce my latest nanosuit." Tony patted the reactor on his chest gently, and his whole temperament became more and more calm, with the sense of being able to see the mountains and small mountains at a glance. The taste of. The few comrades who were caught by Iron Man Tony's eyes felt a chill in their hearts, constantly hitting their throats. Even with their physiques, they still have the slightest urge to vomit. But they couldn't come up with any strong words to refute Iron Man Tony's little pride. After all, when it comes to self-developed technology, no one on the entire planet can match it, and that Tony is almost looking at the sky at 45 degrees. Doctor Strange, Hulk, and Thor, the 3 heroes of the Avengers, simply kept their mouths shut and ignored the proud Tony. Chapter 6. On the marquee, the highlight performance of the first-generation Iron Man suit was displayed. The barrage began to scroll sporadically. Morgana, cut. I think I am so awesome, isn't it just a set of iron shells that can use thermal weapons? With this level of technology, it can actually be ranked 9th? My great demon civilization must be ranked first, this wave is solid. Holy Keisha, hey? What gave you this illusion? Do you actually think that your depraved and dirty civilization can rank higher than the angelic civilization? Sun Goddess Lena, that's right, Morgana, that shitty civilization of yours must at least be photographed behind my sun civilization. Lian Feng, the steel suit of the Marvel Universe civilization seems to be less expressive than the 3rd-generation divine body. This 9th place does have a slight price drop, and by the way, it's a step in the direction of the great demon civilization. The next barrage of Super God Universe fell into the rhythm of many civilizations besieging Morgana. Morgana was so angry that several Xiao Baichi turned pale. In the demon double-winged battleship, she kept throwing everything she could see to vent the anger in her heart. Baichi. They are all a bunch of little Baichi. No, Reina is Xiao Baichi, and Keisha is an old Baichi pretending to be Xiao Baichi. Morgana gritted her teeth and looked at the sky, where Keisha, Rena, and Lian Feng formed a team to besiege her. Her chest, which was only covered by tight clothing, was several cups inflated. Unfortunately, there was a cooling time for the barrage sent by Tian Mu. No matter how stuck she was in sending the barrage, she could never scold the others. She was too embarrassed to ask the god of death, Karl, to help, so Morgana could only suffer the grievance and put up the no-fight card first, and started to disappear under the barrage. Marvel Universe, Avengers Headquarters. Tony saw on the sky screen that there were barrages questioning the technological literacy of his steel suit. The face that was full of slight pride just now suddenly fell down. He quickly left his own barrage on the sky screen. Iron Man Tony, dear beings of the multiverse, do you think my iron suit is just that good? You are wrong. This is just the most basic version of my steel suit. Next, my steel suit will definitely shock all of you. Driven by anger, Tony actually triggered a barrage combo. And it seemed that because the movie was playing Iron Man's highlight video, it added a flashing special effect to Tony's barrage to save face. And the barrage sent by Tony had a delayed effect that was centered on the top. As a result, the beings in the multiverse of the universe clearly saw Iron Man Tony's barrage. Seeing the developer of the steel suit speak, all the audience immediately became interested. And from what that person meant, it seemed that the steel suit on display now was only the most basic version he had developed. All the audience suddenly felt a sense of expectation. After all, through the technological expression of the steel suit in the picture, they can also calculate the ranking of their own civilization. This sudden appearance of the sky has made it clear before that any civilization that can be ranked on the list can receive rewards from the origin of the universe. The sky is so mysterious, so who wouldn't be greedy for the reward? After much anticipation, the second-generation steel suit finally appeared in front of everyone's eyes. The steel suit that appeared this time has made great progress compared to the first generation. All the parts of the entire steel suit can be combined freely. It can even be transformed from a suit into a portable suitcase. When it needs to be activated, it will slowly transform from a box into a complete suit. In extreme cases, even each component can automatically disintegrate and fly away. Even in a detached state, Iron Man can still control the flying loose parts of the steel suit. In the picture, Tony uses a flying sword to destroy the enemy. Disperse the steel suit on his body into parts, and direct these parts to fly to the enemy. Forcibly, he killed an extraordinary human being with the ability to regenerate by using his steel suit to self-destruct. This scene is somewhat shocking to all viewers. On the barrage, some positive comments about the steel suit gradually appeared. After seeing these barrages, Tony returned to the 45-degree angle of raising his face, and the pride on his face returned little by little. In the scene on the sky screen, after the second-generation steel suit was shown, the third-generation steel suit immediately entered the screen. All the audience saw was that Tony in the picture was just a light tap on his chest. The nano-structured steel suit slowly spread from Tony's chest to his whole body. In the blink of an eye, Tony, who was originally wearing a suit, was wrapped in the third-generation steel suit. This time, the steel suit made of nanomaterials really shocked all the audience. The third-generation steel suit also far surpasses the previous two generations in terms of weapons and equipment. Whether it is the highly concentrated energy plasma rays on the body, or the strength that is strong enough to withstand the pressure of deep water. It's all an eye-opener to the endless existence of the multiverse. Suddenly, the barrage seemed to be ignited again, and it suddenly became lively. Powerful men from various universes sent their own barrages one after another. Zajiji Shiragamai Gaku, Sabayi, this steel suit from the Marvel Universe is much stronger than Vegeta's suit. Vegeta, idiot cockroach. Since when have we scions relied on suits? Our own noble bloodline is the source of power for science. In the God of Destruction barrier, Wukong touched his head and laughed. Vegeta's face looked like a prince's arrogance, but his eyes were still glancing at the style of the steel suit. Saint Seiya, this steel suit containing technology seems to be a level stronger than the bronze holy suit I am wearing. However, the holy cloth is only an auxiliary after all, and the saints rely on their invincible fighting spirit after all. Among them, there were also representatives from the technological side of civilization who expressed their own opinions. Bimax and Supermarines, as well as everyone in the Gundam world, expressed their praise for the iron suit. Compared with other technologies in their universe, the latest generation of steel suits developed by Tony displayed technological content and creativity that were almost superior to the technological creations in their world. Facing the nano-steel suit that stole the show, their barrage was filled with a flavor called envy. Marvel Universe, Avengers Headquarters. At this moment, Tony's face was filled with an uncontrollable smile after seeing these barrages that had completely changed his style. He proudly said to the surrounding comrades, "Haha, the existences of these multiverses are quite discerning. But, it's mainly because my suit is so obviously excellent." After hearing Tony's boastful words, Hulk couldn't help but said, "Humph, just wait. Our universe shouldn't just show off your steel suit. As for me, I can be considered a biotechnology expert after all. Sooner or later I will show up." Really unable to see Tony being so arrogant, Hulk patted his chest in great displeasure. Doctor Strange did not participate in the tit-for-tat confrontation. At this moment, Doctor Strange seemed to have thought of something. With a solemn look on his face, the mighty steel suit on the sky made Doctor Strange realize a crisis. Chapter 7. Super God World. A powerful and beautiful figure streaked through the air. It wasn't until she stopped at the door of the super seminary that people saw her face clearly. Cold and sharp eyes, a strong and mysterious aura, perfect body shape, perfect appearance, long golden hair flying in the wind. "It's Your Excellency Keisha, the Angel King." The crowd was excited. The powerful and beautiful Angel King Keisha is a national idol here. But what's the point of coming to Super Seminary? Meet the Angel King. See the Holy Lord Keisha. Keisha nodded slightly, with a smile on her beautiful face. Then, she strode into the Super Seminary. After hearing the news, the senior management of the college and the talented people of the college quickly gathered around Keisha. After Keisha arrived, the first thing she said to the elites of the Super Seminary was to ask the Super Seminary to develop the Marvel Universe steel suit. Everyone was shocked, but not surprised. "Lord Kessa, are you talking about the iron suit of the Marvel Universe? Is that Tony's steel suit? Oh, that's cool. I like it. I like it very much." "Me too. Ever since I learned about Marvel civilization, my friends and I have been discussing it. That's so awesome, so cool. It's not so much a battle suit. In fact, I think that steel suit is a powerful fighting mech. If the research and development and manufacturing are successful, then the overall combat power of our angel civilization will definitely rise several levels in the future." Good. The Super Seminary was mobilized. Everyone is full of enthusiasm and fighting spirit. They all learned about the civilization of the Marvel Universe through the mysterious big screen. The favorite equipment of most students is Iron Man's steel suit. Stark's steel suit is not only full of technology, but also has a cool shape. From the humble Mk1 generation to various new versions thereafter, each generation has its own characteristics. In fact, the Iron Man suit is indeed a combat armor. It is it that gives Stark superhuman strength, superhuman endurance, superhuman flying ability and the ability to attack with a variety of weapons. The Iron Suit is not unique to Iron Man. The military also obtained Iron Man's suit, dismantled it, researched it and then mass-produced it. But in the end, it also became a joke. The reason is because the military does not control the core technology of the steel suit. This is also the reason why Keisha asked the super seminary to start developing it instead of ordering it to be copied. After receiving the order from the Angel King Keisha, the super seminary immediately began the enthusiastic research and development of the suit. They started to understand it from the first generation of iron suit. First, analyze and crack its technology. Mark I is the first mecha, and it is also the heaviest and weakest armor. It has a very rough appearance because Tony had limited resources when he created the armor. Although it is crude, bulky, and has various shortcomings, it still helps Tony escape and ascend to heaven. It is also the originator of all subsequent steel suits. The Mark II also had limited capabilities, but its streamlined and close-fitting shape established the shape of future armor and became the prototype of a war machine. Starting from Mark III, the styling has become even cooler. After that, the fourth and fifth generations were the continuation of the third generation, and there were no major changes. However, when it comes to the Mark VI, it is a multi-purpose armor. The sixth suit of armor created by Tony Stark after he solved the poisoning of the Palladium arc reactor, in the colors red, gold and silver. The Mark VI was the first armor to be equipped with a triangular arc pulse cannon on the chest. The biggest difference between it and the previous armor is the use of a vibranium arc reactor, which can provide more energy. At the same time, the Mark VI is also the first set of armor that can perform underwater operations. Since then, the steel suit has been constantly updated. By the time the Mark 42 arrived, it already had the capability of automatic assembly. Its advantage is that it can be remotely controlled and automatically assembled. Of course, there are advantages and disadvantages. Since the Mark 42 is automatically assembled and eliminates many screws on the link parts, it is easy to be damaged. This point can be said to be quite cheating. By the time of the Mark 44, this generation of steel suits was called Hulkbuster armor. The 44th generation steel suit can be said to be specially designed to fight the Hulk. It is usually carried on satellites, flies in low Earth orbit, and is launched to the required location when used. The size is very huge, even bigger than the Hulk, and can wrap up other armors. This armor adopts a combined structure. When damaged, the damaged parts can be separated and repaired using spare parts. By the 50th generation, that is, MK50, the iron suit incorporated the nanotechnology developed by Iron Man. At this time, the armor entered a whole new realm. Combination weapons such as guns, cannons, shields, and swords can be used. It can be called a nanosuit. The latest MK50 nano armor has exerted powerful combat capabilities and even injured Thanos. This is a feat that no mortal can accomplish. The Mark 50 uses all nanotechnology. The metal is nanosized and stored in the reactor on the chest. When needed, it can be covered all over the body, and the transformation can be completed in just a few seconds. Finally, the steel suit was upgraded to MK85. In fact, MK85 is improved from the previous MK50, and also uses the most powerful nanotechnology. At the Super Seminary, intense and exciting research and development has begun. The other side. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Hulk and others in the Marvel Universe felt very unhappy when they saw the review of the civilization of the Marvel Universe on the big screen. "Our secret is being spied upon," Stark said. "However, I don't know yet how these secrets will be leaked." Lei Shen and others also said helplessly. Even if they knew it, they would just stare blankly. Faced with the sudden emergence of unknown powerful forces in the multiverse, superheroes like them in Marvel felt powerless. The other party is in the dark, they are in the light. The other party knows their details, but they don't know the other party's background. This situation is too scary. If the other party is an enemy, how can the Marvel world resist it? Damn it, our enemy Thanos may have seen it too. Why did he let people learn these technologies and create steel suits? How will we deal with it then? However, what Iron Man, Thor, and others don't know is, at this time, Thanos was actually frightened inside and sweating profusely. You can even understand Iron Boy's suit so clearly. What kind of terrifying existence is that? How strong is it? As one of the most charismatic villains in the Marvel Universe, Thanos is extremely talented and has super resistance and fighting skills. He has the ability to be immortal and grant immortality, and he can absorb the energy of the universe. He has his own beliefs. Wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos can easily defeat any Marvel superhero. In front of him, the Hulk is not enough, let alone other superheroes. Thanos, who obtained the heart of the universe, even made the creation gods kneel before him. He is a villain with an extremely tough character and an extremely persistent personality. No matter what kind of predicament he finds himself in, he will never give in to fate. But at this time, Thanos actually felt scared. As the mastermind behind all this, Shenmue sat calmly in the Foundation, looking at the Marvel Universe civilization on the sky with interest. Dragon Ball World Sun Wukong, this steel suit is so cool. I wish I could have one sometime. Hey, does anyone know where the Marvel Universe is? One Piece King Luffy, I want one too. I wonder how much Pele sells such a cool suit? Hancock, Empress of the Pirate World, Luffy, if you want it, I can just buy it for you. Empress Hancock of the Pirate World, hey, Iron Boy from the Marvel World, how much does your suit cost? Hurry up and get one for my Luffy, I'll give it to you as much as you want. Stark didn't want to reply at first. He was worried, speculating on which force had leaked his technology to all the worlds through this powerful canopy. However, when Empress Hancock spoke and her mature and attractive figure appeared on the sky, Stark was suddenly struck by lightning. After seeing such a beautiful and domineering woman, Stark's mouth watered. Goddess! An absolute goddess! So he responded immediately. Iron Man Stark in Marvel World, I'm not short of money, I won't sell it for any amount of money. However, if you have a meal with me, dance with me, and if we meet again, I will give you one. One Piece World Cooking God, Blackfoot Sanji, boy, you want to pick up our captain's woman with just a steel suit, roll. One Piece World Swordsman Zoro, BD, you want to take advantage of our captain's wife? Do you dare to report your address? I will chop you with one sword. Stark, who was coveting the beauty of the Empress, saw a yellow-haired chef and a green-haired swordsman suddenly appeared and threatened to beat him. Wu Ming immediately became angry and wanted to accept their challenge on the spot. However, at this time, another beautiful figure with a hot figure appeared on the sky. She has short black hair, green eyes, and a hot figure no less than that of Empress Hancock. She has fair skin, a beautiful face, and sharp eyes. One Punch World B-level hero Fubuki, Iron Man Stark, I want one too, please give me a price. Sincerely want it. Hey, Stark, can you wipe your saliva? You look so ugly like a bear. Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor and others couldn't stand it anymore. So, give a friendly reminder. Which world is the One Punch World? What a beautiful woman. The Empress and this Fubuki are both my favorite styles. Then do you want to trade your steel suit for her one-night stand again? Doctor Strange asked with a frown. If she is willing, I will change it immediately, ha ha ha. Iron Man Stark in the Marvel World, Blowing Snow Beauty, if you are willing to go on a date with me, I will also give you a set, and it doesn't cost a penny. One Punch World B-level hero Fubuki, hey? One Punch World S-class hero Tatsumaki, Fubuki, don't be fooled by him, this guy is a scumbag at first glance. One Punch World B-level hero Fubuki, sister, you. The sister protecting madman Tatsumaki appears domineeringly. Initially, Stashi was still a little angry, but when he saw the figure of the other party through the sky screen, he immediately turned from anger to joy. Iron Man Stark in the Marvel World, this beautiful little girl, if you are willing to date me, I will also give you a set. One Punch World S-class hero Tatsumaki, I don't want your bullshit suit. Also, please remember, I am not a little girl. If you dare to say that I am a little girl again, be careful and I will kill you, this scumbag. One Punch World Demon King Saitama, Tatsumaki, you can ask him out first, get the steel suit, and then kill him. One Punch World S-Class Hero Tornado, Dead Bald Head, get out. One Piece Nami, Stark, send me your location and bring your steel suit. I'm willing to go on a date with you. Sanji in One Piece World, Miss Nami, don't date this scumbag. You want a steel suit? I'll get you one. Oh no, 2 sets. In the sky, people from various dimensions were communicating, and a slight smile appeared on Chen Mu's face. The development of things is really getting more and more interesting. Next, more exciting Marvel Universe civilizations continue to be analyzed. Thor, as well as numerous space battleships, appear in the Marvel Universe. Many powerful people continued to send barrages and talked about it. One Piece King Luffy, wow, what a cool battleship. I want one to use as a pirate ship. Empress of the Pirate World, Hancock, Luffy, if you want it, I will buy it and give it to you. One Piece World Brook, how much does it cost to buy? We are pirates, how about just coming to your door and snatching it back? Yahohoho. Pirate World Chopper, ah, what kind of devil fruit did the man who can split lightning with his hammer eat? Chapter 8. Pirate World, the world's #1 scientist Vegapunk, the battleship is huge and expensive, and not everyone can build it. So the great and mysterious strong man, since you have the ability to analyze the Marvel Universe, I want to take a look at every upgrade and transformation process of the iron suit, is that okay? With the appearance of this barrage, the figure of a strange old man with a white beard, messy hair, and a cap like an apple branch on his head also appeared on the sky. At first, no one in the world paid much attention to this ugly old man. Everyone is communicating with the people they are interested in. But then, Chen Mu, who was sitting at the Foundation headquarters, took it upon himself to introduce subtitles to the #1 scientist in the pirate world, so that people in all universes and dimensions can understand how awesome this old man is. But before that, Chen Mu first replied to Vegapunk. Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, Dr. Vegapunk, I think you have misunderstood something. The sky is not something anyone can control. As soon as this barrage came out, powerful people from all over the world sent out barrages one after another, asking at Chen Mu directly. Angel King Keisha of Angel Universe World, excuse me, how did you find out? Madonna, Lord of Demons in the Demonic Universe, handsome boy, is your statement true? Also, are you interested in playing in Demon Universe? Sister will take you to do happy things. Pluto Carl, hey, Chen Mu, where did you get the news? Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, the situation is true. As for where the news came from, Chen Mu did not explain anything further. Instead, he immediately sent another long barrage. Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, Vegapunk, the leading scientist and inventor in the pirate world. He is a user with brain fruit ability and is the man with the largest brain in the pirate world. In the world of pirates, it is said that no one can match his scientific abilities even in another 500 years. When he was young, he was the leader of the illegal research team MADS, because the world government regarded research on blood factors as dangerous behavior. Vegapunk and others of the organization were arrested. Afterwards, Vegapunk was forced to work for the world government. But soon, this original leader of the reactionaries, due to his profound knowledge and outstanding abilities, turned his back on guests and became the leader of naval scientists. Since then, he has occupied the position of director of Banks Restricted Area Research Institute for a long time. And no one can shake his position. At the Forbidden Zone Research Institute, Vegapunk completed a number of scientific achievements. And he also developed awesome scientific weapons such as Pacifist and Seraph for the world government. Because Vegapunk himself was busy with many researches, he created 6 clones who called themselves Vegapunk. The 6 clones of Vegabank represent the 6 sides of Vegabank, namely integrity, evil, thought, wisdom, rage, and desire. Vegabank is a person with brain fruit ability and has unlimited brain capacity. Its brain is capable of storing an unlimited amount of information, but the more data it absorbs, the larger its brain becomes. This makes his brain the largest in the world. It's still getting bigger. Even if the human brain is separated, he can still receive radio waves through the antenna above his head. The apple above Vegabank's head is the antenna that sends out radio waves. The 6 clones of Vegabank share one brain, and their daily experiences and knowledge are synchronized through the bank record. As soon as the subtitles come out, immediately, the powerful men from all over the world looked at this strange scientist who was described as a clown with admiration. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, old man, you are quite awesome. Vegabank, the #1 scientist in the pirate world, Chen Mu. Young man, you are so powerful, you have dug out all my old secrets. However, these are just false names. I am interested in your steel suit and want to know the process of each upgrade and transformation. Can you tell me? Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, tell me first, what are Brain Fruit, Pacifist, and Seraph? Vegabank, the #1 scientist in the pirate world, well, it's not that I don't want to say it, it's that we are too far apart, and it's difficult to tell clearly just by using barrage. At this time, a young and tall figure appeared in the sky. Chen Mu, president of the Universe Foundation, Iron Man Stark, as Director Burger Bank said, it is too troublesome to explain the barrage, but we have the information here. If you are interested, you can take a look. Subsequently, a set of resources about the brain fruits, pacifists, and seraphs of the pirate world were released through the canopy. Some powerful people who didn't understand the world of pirates were surprised. Even Iron Man Stark himself was stunned. Marvel Universe Iron Man Tony Stark, thank you, young man. Today, I, Tony, owe you a favor. If we meet in the universe another day, I will treat you to a drink. At this point, Chen Mu smiled and did not reply to Iron Man. That romantic guy always wants to be accompanied by a beautiful woman every time he drinks. Chen Mu doesn't like to live and drink like him. Iron Man Tony Stark saw that Chen Mu didn't speak anymore, so he personally called the old man in the sky. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel Universe at Vegabank, the #1 scientist in the pirate world. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, Mr. Vegabank, we are also interested in your pacifist and seraph. Please publish the manufacturing process. We hope to exchange technology with you. In fact, that's what Stark thought. Anyway, now, the technology and secrets of their Marvel Universe have been analyzed by the mysterious and powerful Super God Foundation. Spread the word across the multiverse. This behavior made all Marvel heroes angry, but they were powerless to stop it. So, in order to get more benefits, it is better to exchange with other cosmic civilizations. In response, other Marvel Universe heroes gave Stark a thumbs up. Well done, Stark. Clever. As expected of Tony. The pacifists and seraphs of the pirate world are undoubtedly alien technologies that are very useful to us. It would be great if I could get their devil fruit. The person who said this was Doctor Strange, known as the Supreme Magician of the Marvel Universe. Compared to the technology of the pirate world, he is more interested in the devil fruits of that world. Doctor Strange fantasizes that if he can also get a brain fruit, it will improve his magic and wisdom. Absolutely immeasurable. However, this time, the scientific giant in the pirate world has not yet responded, and there is someone at Stark on the sky screen. One Piece World Admiral Sengoku at Marvel World Iron Man Tony Stark. One Piece World Navy Marshal Sengoku, I am the World Government Navy Headquarters Marshal Sengoku. I don't agree with your request, so please don't embarrass our Dr. Bapon Bank. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, that's such a shame. I just wanted to have a friendly and civilized exchange with your Dr. Bapon Bank. After that, the #1 scientist in the pirate world was not seen speaking again. At this time, another barrage caught the attention of Stark and other heroes of the Marvel world, Thanos, the ultimate villain of the Marvel Universe at Shenmue, president of the Universe Foundation. Marvel Universe Thanos, Shenmue? Give you a choice to be my subordinate. FK, Thanos. He wants to accept that Shenmue is his subordinate. Chapter 9. Shenmue turned a blind eye to the barrage left by Thanos. On the vast canopy that spans all heavens and realms, as the ranking of multiverse civilizations was officially announced, the first civilization to be ranked was displayed on the canopy. The 9th largest civilization, the civilization of the Marvel Universe. In the Marvel Universe, in addition to the Avengers composed of Marvel heroes such as Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and the Hulk, Thanos, known as the Destroyer Overlord, of course also saw the ranking on the sky. But in Thanos' eyes, the canopy engraved on the ranking list itself interests him even more. After various tests, such as using the Infinity Gauntlet to bombard the sky with all its strength, the sky was safe and sound, resisting the ultimate attack he was determined to achieve. And, after several attempts, the result is still the same. The exhausted Thanos stroked his fist helplessly and smiled bitterly. In the end, he had to admit that the sky was beyond his power. It was a power that transcended all laws of the universe. It might come from a higher god-level civilization or a stronger divine authority. As for the content on the rankings, Marvel Universe Civilization. Thanos didn't take it seriously, because after seeing the words Cosmic Civilization, a strong desire for destruction arose in his heart. He doesn't care at all where the civilization of the Marvel Universe ranks. What he cares more about is how to destroy this civilization. In addition, the Marvel Universe has been restarted after being destroyed several times by him. Now it has reproduced and developed so prosperously that it can rank 9th in the universe. If it is destroyed at this time, the effect of destruction will undoubtedly become better. To be precise, Thanos believes that the goddess of death who haunts him will definitely be moved by the countless dead souls he has sacrificed this time. If any Earth audience were standing next to Thanos at this time, they would definitely laugh at him as a complete licker who would do whatever it takes to please the goddess of death. The meaning and belief of living is to destroy countless planets and commit countless heavy crimes, just to win the favor of the goddess of death. But in fact, Thanos was bewitched by the 6 Infinity Stones on the Infinity Gauntlet. The 6 Infinity Gems are the Soul Gem, orange, the Reality Gem, red, the Mind Gem, yellow, the Power Gem, purple, the Time Gem, green, and the Space Gem, blue. The Soul Gem has wisdom, subtly affecting Thanos' mind. As a result, he gradually became indifferent to life and full of hatred for the civilization of the universe, and thus took destruction as happiness and spiritual enjoyment. At the most critical moment, Thanos sensed the danger, but he had already integrated with the power of the Soul Stone and was unable to resist its will to destroy. So Thanos decided to paralyze the Soul Stone by destroying the universe. When the Soul Stone's defense was relaxed, he would look for opportunities to rely on its influence. And the killing desire and thoughts he showed just now when facing the ranking list were actually performed for the Soul Gems. He himself was actually tired of the endless destruction and killing, and had already seen through the hypocrisy of the goddess of death. Every time she gave her strength to save herself from danger, it was just because she didn't want to lose her chess piece. The day civilization rises, the destruction begins. In order to complete his complete redemption and avoid becoming a world-destroying demon king, Thanos immediately ordered his men to form a mighty army of destruction and begin to attack the Marvel Universe. If the demise of civilization is the food that satisfies the wisdom of the Soul Gem, then what Thanos has to do next is very simple, and that is to burst its desire. Countless civilizations are like rice in a wheat field, it is time to harvest in autumn. He will harvest all this food, and then personally feed it into the soul gem's mouth until its stomach bursts, causing its desire for destruction to suffer the most terrifying backlash. The galaxy fleet under Thanos began to rush to various galaxies. The Hercules galaxy, with a diameter of about 1.5 million light-years, is a supergiant elliptical galaxy containing at least 10 trillion stars. Among these stars, there are not a few planets that have given birth to life and civilization. But it only took half a day for them to be destroyed by Thanos' starships with all kinds of star-destroying weapons. From a large-scale perspective of the universe, the Hercules galaxy seems to contribute a brilliant fireworks show on a dark night. Countless civilizations were wiped out in an instant, disappearing completely from the universe and becoming cold cosmic dust. And this cruel scene shocked the world. Three-body civilization universe. At this time, Logic is accompanying Zhuangyan in the museum, admiring the masterpieces of a group of art masters from the Renaissance, Michelangelo's David, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, Raphael Sansi's Sistine Madonna and so on. Of course, there were still a few months left before the Trisolarans invaded the Earth, and the Earth entered a countdown to destruction. He had no intention of appreciating these bullshit elegant works of art. But Zhuangyan likes it, so he can only be patient and watch it with her. As the fourth wall facer, Logic was busy pursuing Bai Yueguang's beauty when he suddenly received an urgent call from Ms. Say, the leader of the PDC, Planetary Defense Council. Since his cell phone was turned off, the call was made to Dashi. Dr. Logic, it's Ms. Say who called. She said she has something urgent to do with you. In fact, Ms. Say has never had contact with Logic since he became a wall facer. The only time they met up close was when the PDC, Planetary Defense Council, announced that he was the fourth wall facer. He showed extreme panic at that time. After the meeting, he rushed into Ms. Say's office and took the symbol after returning the badge of the wall facer's identity to the other party and expressing his strong intention to resign. They met face to face. The relationship between the two parties was not familiar, so Logic did not think about the call and laughed. The Trisolaran invasion of the Earth could be more urgent than this. Unexpectedly, Dashi said very seriously. Ms. Sai said that she knew you would reply like this. She asked me to tell you that what she wants to tell you is indeed more important than the Trisolaran invasion. Logic and Solemn said hello, and rushed into the quiet bathroom with their mobile phones. Hello, Dr. Logic. I'm officially conveying a message to you. Just 5 minutes ago, the Hercules galaxy in the Marvel Universe was attacked by a starship led by Thanos. All planets that gave birth to civilization were attacked. To destruction. Logic's heart began to tremble. Directly destroying a super galaxy? This is too terrifying. The Trisolarans are nothing compared to this. Yes, Dr. Logic. Thanos' method of destroying the civilization of the universe has once again refreshed our human understanding. I suggest that you always pay attention to Thanos' next actions and find ways to counter the Trisolaran invasion. Phone call Ms. Sai on the other end said in a serious tone. I understand, Ms. Sai. But you have to know that we are not the only ones who have seen Thanos destroy the galaxy, the Trisolarans will also see it. Chapter 10. After hanging up the phone, Logic wrote a message on the canopy as the wall facer. Life on Earth is really an accident within an accident in the universe. The universe is a big empty palace, and human beings are the only little ants in this palace. Then, still unfinished, he added another sentence on the sky screen. Give time to civilization, not time to civilization. Holy Keisha, give civilization to time, not time to civilization. What a philosophical and beautiful statement. Morgana, it's obviously humans who are trying to be mysterious, pretending to be incomprehensible, and fooling idiots like you, Keisha. Zige by Shen Wukong, let me tell you, the two sisters upstairs, could you please stop arguing? The power of Thanos is powerful enough to destroy the galaxy in a very short time. Can you deal with it? At this time, in the world of Genshin Impact, Pioneer Ying is exploring the underwater world of Fontaine with his emergency food Paimon. Today, Ying agreed to Paimon, taking advantage of the bright sunshine on the weekend to search for a delicious and rare seafood on the seabed. No matter where he goes, Paimon can never break the habit of looking for delicious food. It was at this moment that the surrounding water elements suddenly began to boil. Immediately afterwards, the two of them were wrapped in invisible bubbles and teleported from the bottom of the sea to the land in an instant. To be precise, the two of them were teleported to Momang Palace by powerful divine power. Fontaine Water Goddess Funina and Supreme Judge Nevilet looked solemn as they quietly waited for Ying and Paimon to recover from their brief coma. Fufu, you suddenly teleport us here. Is there something urgent? I almost caught that delicious seafood just now. It's all your fault, hey. Paimon shook off the water drops on his body and put his hands on his hips. Asked angrily. Funina hurriedly explained. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's indeed my problem. Otherwise, how about I treat you to a more delicious water god's feast next time? Paimon scratched his head. Wow, Feast of the Water God. It sounds like a noble name, don't you think so, traveler? Ying nodded. Valette smiled softly and said. Okay everyone, now is not the time to discuss food. Traveler, Funina and I are actually anxious to call you back because something big happened. Paimon smiled and said. It's the canopy that suddenly appeared, right? The traveler and I already know about it. Also, let me tell you too, the traveler and I also conducted an experiment and found that the canopy is harmless to humans. Anyway, you can rest assured. Valette and Funina looked at each other and reminded. Traveler, Paimon, I would like to ask you to take a look at the information about the canopy now. Only then did Ying and Paimon notice that across the sky, people all over the world were discussing the destruction of the Hercules galaxy by Thanos' starship. Paimon covered his mouth in surprise. Oh my god! Thanos, this name sounds like a bad guy. The Hercules galaxy is a very big galaxy, there must be a lot of humans living there. It's so miserable, they were all killed by Thanos' starship army. The hateful villain should be called a bully, hey. Paimon, we can't afford to mess with that Thanos, be careful what you say. Ying rubbed Paimon's head and walked from Mondstadt to Fontaine. She experienced many joys and sorrows, and now her mood has become mature. After learning that Thanos was bringing starships to destroy galaxy civilization, she quickly calmed down from the shock and wrote a barrage on the sky screen. Traveler Ying, Thanos and the Seven Gods both have the ability to destroy those small worlds, but Thanos is obviously more brutal. Can he compete with the laws of heaven? General Thunder and Lightning, only eternity is the closest to heaven. The laws of heaven are unshakable. Meanwhile, Stardome Rail Universe. After successfully solving the Star Core crisis in Xianzhou, the Star Dome train is ready to leave for its next stop, Pinoconi. The furry Pam hid behind Jitsi. She was deeply frightened by the star-destroying scene that appeared on the sky. She trembled and said, Nanook, the star god of destruction, would not be so cruel to Pam. It would be like being trampled to death. Like a swarm of ants, it destroyed all civilizations within an entire galaxy. March 7th shrank his neck, covering his eyes with his hands, not daring to continue looking at the barrage on the sky screen, and hummed softly, it's too bloody, too violent. Is Thanos the envoy of Nanook? Walter adjusted his glasses frame and said deeply. Thanos has the power to destroy a galaxy, at least it is not something that our star train can deal with. Moreover, judging from the efficiency of Thanos in destroying galaxies, he himself has not yet used all his strength, which is the most terrifying thing. This civilization called the Marvel Universe is only the 9th-ranked existence on the list. How powerful can a civilization above 9th be? Dan Heng, who is accustomed to remaining silent, rarely speaks out about current affairs. Some views. In fact, among all the worlds, there are many civilizations that hold similar ideas to Dan Heng. After seeing Thanos' methods, the powerful men in the major universes all believed that he represented the strongest combat power of the 9th major universe civilization on the ranking list. The 9th largest civilization has exploded with such amazing strength, and all the worlds are looking forward to the other forces on the ranking list. On the Star Dome train, Jitsi finally thought about it and decided to leave a message on the sky screen. Heimko, human beings have never concealed their desire to control the starry sky, including me, of course. Her words were displayed on the barrage, which aroused heated discussions among various forces in the Star Railway universe. Kafka, Elio's script doesn't even mention Thanos. What does it foreshadow? Brynja, Yali Luo once experienced great suffering. But compared to that, it turned out to be happiness. Jing Yuan, the Immortal Boat Alliance is already a first-rate force in the universe, but if a war breaks out with Thanos, our Immortal Boat Generals and Long Zun together may not be his opponent. Chapter 11. On the sky screen, various powerful people looked at the inventory of the Marvel Universe and left behind barrages. Foundation Universe. Inside the Foundation base, Chen Mu was checking the Marvel Universe data he collected. As for Thanos Chen Mu didn't bother to pay attention. However, Lin Ruoxiu saw a flash of cold light in his cold eyes. In fact, at this time, Chen Mu had already marked Thanos in his heart. Find a suitable opportunity in the future to contain Thanos. However, at this time, in all the worlds, many strong men from all eras saw through the sky that Thanos spoke so tyrannically, and many people felt unhappy. Dragon Ball World Ziaji Sun Wukong, hey, big guy, are you strong? How about we meet somewhere and have a fight? Ultra World Zero Ultraman, who wants to fight? Find me. One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, that big purple guy, are you trying to threaten Chen Mu? Be careful, I'll blow your bald head off with one punch. Chen Mu, you don't have to be afraid of him, you are welcome to join my pirate group. One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama at One Piece World One Piece Luffy. One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama, that guy wearing a straw hat, do you have any prejudice against bald people? One Punch World S-Class Hero Genos, Straw Hat Boy, please don't insult bald people. Teacher Saitama hates people mentioning baldness in front of him. If there is a next time, I will burn your broken straw hat on fire. Empress of the Pirate World, Hancock, who said you want to burn Luffy's straw hat? Are you tired of living? One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were bald too. One Punch World S-Class Hero Genos, do you still dare to say that? One Piece Pirate King Luffy at One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama. One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, you are also welcome to join my Straw Hat Pirates. Look, our pirate group has a reindeer doctor. Also, Brooke, a musician who can sing with only a skeleton, as well as a green-headed swordsman and a yellow-haired chef. One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama, little brother Chen Mu, you don't have to be threatened by this big purple sweet potato. You are welcome to join our Heroes Association, and together we can maintain the peace of the universe. One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama, and the one wearing a straw hat, I don't like to be a pirate, my ideal is to be a hero out of interest. One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, ah, that's such a pity, my pirate team happens to be missing a bald partner. One Piece World Nami, hi Fei, you have no memory, why do you say someone is bald again? One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, sorry, bald guy, I forgot again, ha ha ha. One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama. Marvel Universe. At this time, content related to the Marvel Universe was being played in the canopy that spanned multiple dimensional universes. This is a good thing that can make the Marvel Universe famous all over the world. But many Marvel heroes couldn't calm down for a long time when they saw that their enemy Thanos wanted to recruit Chen Mu as his subordinate. I think that young man named Chen Mu is not simple. So, Thanos must not be allowed to succeed. Iron Man, Thor, Batman, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange and other heroes are all anxious. However, they don't know Shenmue. It cannot interfere with Shenmue's freedom. So, everyone was nervously staring at the sky, wanting to see how Shenmue would reply. Privately, everyone was yelling at Thanos for being shameless. However, shamelessness is shameless. That guy Thanos is really strong. He always has a domineering attitude, and even if he just says one sentence, the younger brother will stick to it. At this time, on the sky screen, perhaps he has collected the interest of the big guys in the world in the steel suit. The content played gradually switched from an overall introduction to the Marvel Universe to an introduction to Iron Man Tony Stark's manufacturing and development process of the Iron Suit. This once again made Tony Stark, the Iron Man of the Marvel world, the focus of the sky and attracted the attention of all worlds. When talking about the creation of the Iron Suit, the story of an ordinary person growing into a superhero was also dug up. The plot on the canopy begins with Tony Stark, before he becomes Iron Man. At that time, young Tony Stark was just a genius engineer. Of course, he is also a billionaire and a world-famous playboy. Stark inherited the Stark Industries empire created by his father. During a weapons demonstration in the Middle East, he was kidnapped by premeditated terrorists who threatened him at gunpoint with weapons for them. It was this adventure that brought the life of the talented engineer, who was the pride of heaven, to the lowest point. Stark superficially agreed to them. In order to quickly possess the most advanced and powerful weapons in the world, the terrorists also assigned Stark an assistant. However, what those terrorists did not expect was that Stark used his intelligence and wit to successfully create a set of high-tech armor and escaped successfully. And that life-saving armor is Mark I, Mark I. That's Iron Man's first-generation suit. And, although it's very crudely done, but I have to say that the production of this first-generation suit is very inspiring. Because it is basically made from a pile of scrap copper and iron. The main function is to escape from the hands of terrorists. With the help of Dr. Yinsen, the assistant who admired Tony Stark, who was still an ordinary person at the time, completed the prototype of the reactor on his chest. This was originally to save life, but later it became the energy source of the steel suit by coincidence. Due to limited materials, the first generation was extremely bulky and did not have powerful functions. But that doesn't stop it from being epic. If there was no Mark I, there would be no Iron Man later, and there would no longer be Mark II, Mark III. Until the most powerful nanosuit Mark 85 at present. The emergence of Mark II was precisely to confront Iron Overlord, the black-hearted shareholder of Mark I. The emergence of Mark III was due to the unstable flight of Mark II and the phenomenon of high-altitude icing. For this reason, Tony created this most classic Mark III. It is lighter in weight and more stable in flight. It retains the hand blast cannon and is equipped with anti-tank missiles and a shoulder weapon strike system. The subsequent 4 generations did not change much, and the appearance was just more streamlined. Next, when it developed to Mark V, its biggest feature was portability. It can be folded into the shape of a briefcase, but the shortcomings of this suit are also quite obvious. The price of its small size is its lack of weapons and defense capabilities. There are no weapons other than blaster cannons for his hands and chest, making Tony rather passive when fighting Cable. Next, when the steel suit developed into the Mark VI, it underwent huge innovations in both appearance and energy. The most obvious one is that the blaster on Iron Man's chest was changed to a triangle, because the palladium element in the original reactor would seriously affect Tony's body. He used the vibranium left behind by his father to make a new type of reactor, and added a range of effect laser weapon. While watching, within the large light curtain, the barrages sent by the powerful men from all over the world were obviously reduced. Apparently many people have been attracted by the story. However, the most important thing about these images is obviously not the story of the growth of Iron Man Tony Stark, but the detailed creation process of each generation of suit as he grew up. Starting from the Mark I, to the latest and most powerful nano armor Mark 85, every detail of Talk Stark's creation of them is live broadcast. This made many superheroes in the Marvel Universe feel a little angry. Damn it, Twoke's achievements over the years have now become an open secret in all the worlds. This is so unfair to us. Tony, your secret has been leaked, what should we do next? At this time, Iron Man Tony Stark, who was looking at the light screen, also looked confused. He really never expected that every detail of how he made the steel suit would be recorded in detail. Who on earth did all this? You say, is there a god in this world? If not God, who could do all this? Tony's words triggered the thinking of many Marvel heroes. Yes, who did all this? The details behind this are terrifying to contemplate. At this time, Spider-Man on the side touched Iron Man Stark. In the universe, Tony, someone at you. Who? Tony, who had lowered his head and was deep in thought, turned his attention to the light screen again. Ultra Universe Galactic Emperor Ultraman Belial at Marvel Universe Iron Man Tony Stark. Ultra Universe Galactic Emperor Ultraman Belial, Tony, I am Belial, Galactic Emperor Ultraman Belial. Come be my subordinate. It would be too unfair for a genius like you to stay in the Marvel Universe. Chapter 12. The Great Emperor of the Galaxy. Ultraman Beria. Who is this? This is the question in the minds of all the sentient beings from all over the world who are watching the sky. There are countless universes and multiverses in the universe. So far, there is no strong person in any realm who thinks he understands everything that exists in the universe. Even though they reached the pinnacle of their own universe, in the end, they slowly discovered that there was a universe outside the universe. However, someone with such a loud tone is definitely not a weak person. So the eyes of many powerful men turned to the one who spoke, the Bank Emperor Ultraman Beria. At this time, Beria stood quietly in front of the throne, wearing a red shirt. But it can still be seen that his arms and legs are not only muscular, but also give people a particularly sharp and domineering feeling. Every muscle on the body is dark and shiny, like hard armor, exuding an iron-blooded and terrifying aura. That domineering appearance was no less impressive than that of the purple giant Thanos, who had spoken in the sky before, saying that he would give Tony a chance to become his subordinate. At this moment, the powerful men in all realms did not dare to speak out casually. Because of the aura Beria exudes, just one glance can make all living beings feel that he is a super ruthless person. In the end, the first person to respond to him with a barrage was Iron Man Tony Stark. Iron Man Tony Stark of the Marvel Universe, very complaining, His Excellency Ultraman Belial, Emperor of the Galaxy. Because I don't know who you are, and I like to be free, so I will never be interested in being anyone's subordinate. In fact, Tony was being polite by not scolding him on the spot. Instead of being a good Iron Man, why don't you become the subordinate of an alien who can't hit you with 8 sticks? Tony couldn't stand the control, and he didn't want to give up his current identity as Iron Man, who was admired by all people and full of glory, and instead became a soldier and general under others. Ultra Universe Galaxy Emperor Ultraman Beria, ha 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 ha. I was once a scientist in the Kingdom of Light, and now I am the great Emperor of the Galaxy. From now on, he will be the ruler of the entire universe. If you come to be my subordinate, strength, money, beauty, status, I guarantee that you will get whatever you want. Marvel Universe Iron Man Tony Stark. Could it be that what he just said wasn't clear enough? What is the background of this guy who speaks so arrogantly? In fact, this is just Tony's question, and it is also the question in the hearts of the powerful people in the world who are watching the sky at this moment. At this moment, Chen Mu, who had disappeared without speaking for a long time, sent another long barrage. Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, Tony, look here. Ultraman Beria was originally a scientist in the Kingdom of Light in the Ultra Universe. Later, he was influenced by the power of darkness and degenerated into the evil Ultraman, bringing huge disasters to all dimensional universes many times. Iron Man and others were shocked when they saw it. As scary as Thanos. This BD is the absolute villain in the Ultra Universe. At this time, many powerful men from all over the sky also let out barrages of exclamation. Death God Carl, okay, Brother Chen Mu, I have never even heard of this kind of person, but you know his details clearly. Maybe it was because Carl, the god of death, had so familiarly called Chen Mu brother. Madonna on the other side immediately sent a barrage to ridicule him. Devil Queen Morgana, Carl, you big scumbag, do you want to take advantage of the Foundation universe? Snort. Seeing that the Demon Queen jumped out to reveal the little thoughts of Death God Carl, this time even Sun Wukong from the Dragon Ball world, Luffy from the Pirate world, Saitama, the Bald Demon King from the One Punch world, and others were a little confused. Sanji, Zoro, Iron Man, Spider-Man and others were laughing from below. Could it be that the Demon Queen is so good to Tony? Death God Carl, Brother Chen Mu, don't listen to her nonsense. I have no ill intentions towards you. Let's talk about Madonna. Everything is good, but sometimes she is a little bad. I think she may have taken a liking to Brother Chen Mu and wants to deceive you and humiliate him. So brothers, be careful. After all, she is the king of demons. Devil Queen Morgana, you old BD, haven't you been spanked for too long, are your skin itchy? Seeing that the demon and the god of death were about to fight, everyone felt that it was getting more and more interesting, when a beautiful figure who had never appeared before sent a barrage. Fighting World Spirit Hall Pope BB Dong, Tony Stark, are you interested in joining the Spirit Hall? I admire your talent very much. World of Fighting Spirits, Pope BB Dong of the Spirit Hall at Marvel Universe Iron Man Tony Stark. Seeing that he was at Ed again, Iron Man Stark looked untroubled. Another one who wants to recruit him as his subordinate. Didn't he already say that he wasn't interested? However, when he locked onto BB Dong's barrage and saw the beautiful figure wearing a crown and holding a scepter appearing on the sky screen, he was suddenly stunned again. The golden long dress fits perfectly from head to toe. The dazzling dress sparkled with more than 100 red, blue, and gold gemstones. The 9 curved purple gold crown on his head is even more radiant, and he holds a scepter about 2 meters long and inlaid with countless gems. Her fair skin and almost perfect face make her look so unique. Especially the invisible nobility and sanctity exuded from his body makes people unable to help but feel the emotion of worshipping him. Different from the fiery beauty of Hancock, the Empress of the Pirate world, and Hell Fubuki, the goddess of the One Punch world, BB Dong is so stunningly beautiful. She is noble, elegant, and tranquil. All kinds of beautiful words seem to be applied to this woman. Although she looked ancient and her beautiful eyes were no longer young, the traces of time did not seem to have left on her body. But it is precisely this kind of woman that has a profound attraction to men. The sudden appearance of Pope BB Dong has aroused Iron Man's strong desire to conquer. Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, Doctor Strange and others on the side looked at it and immediately knew that Tony, the playboy's soul, had been taken away again. Hey, brother, don't be like this. Oops, the old habit happened again. At this time, Tony's eyes were deeply attracted by BB Dong's beauty and temperament, and he was unwilling to look away no matter what. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, dear Your Majesty BB Dong, I have no interest in joining any organization from the outside world. However, if you can make a promise with me. Tony. Damn it, why did you interrupt me? Damn Tony, stop fantasizing. He is the Pope. He is not a simple character at first glance. How can he be so easy for you to get started with? When Tony used to pick up girls, most of the time he would throw lots of money at the girl he liked. Until he smashed the other party onto his bed. Otherwise, he would use his identity as Iron Man to attract girls to admire him, and then find a way to push them down. But now, this is the Pope. Now they all know that those who can shoot barrages on the sky screen are not weak. How will you know if you don't try? Chapter 13 Dragon Ball World Turtle Immortal at Dolo World Wuhan Palace Pope Bibi Dong. Dragon Ball World Kamizenin, Beauty, can I see what color your underwear is? Just when the powerful men in the world were amazed by the Pope Bibi Dong in the Dolo world, suddenly an ordinary barrage ignited the nerves of the powerful men in the world. King of Angels Keisha? Dolo world Bibi Dong, shocked and angry expression. Death Carl, damn it, who is so awesome? Devil Queen Morgana, looks shocked? With a bad smile. Fubuki from One Punch World Hell, this old man is too much. 10 expressions showing sweat on the forehead. At this moment, Fubuki thought of her sister. If anyone dares to make such a request to Tatsumaki, this eccentric sister will definitely kill him and silence him on the spot. Because, Tatsumaki has no habit of wearing underwear at all. How can you show others what you don't have? Isn't that mocking her? The others did not speak, and those who posted the barrage also had very speechless expressions. Dragon Ball World Bulma, Turtle Sennin. You are an immortal, how can you be so nasty? Dragon Ball World Turtle Sennin, oh, I want you to take care of it. Immortals are immortals, sometimes immortals still want to touch a woman and take a look at her cute little underwear. Hey hey! One Piece World Nami, oh my god, even the laughter is so obscene, why do you feel so similar to someone? One Piece World Brook, Miss Nami, do you want to talk to me? One Piece World Brook at Dragon Ball World Kamizenin. One Piece World Brook, old Baldy, why did you say my lines? Yahohoho. Turtle Immortal looked attentively. Dragon Ball World Turtle Sennin, damn it, a skeleton actually looks so wretched? One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, bald old man, why do you speak almost exactly like Brook? Dragon Ball World Turtle Sennin, what? Brother Straw Hat, are you telling me that this guy has the same frame of mind as me? Ah, no, he's just as old and strong as me, and you want to see beautiful women's panties every day? One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, yes, bald old man, Brook has the same hobbies as you. How about it? Do you want to join my pirate group? Dragon Ball World Turtle Sennin, no. One Piece World Luffy, why? Dragon Ball World Turtle Sennin, because you are not a beauty. One Piece Nami, angry expression, Luffy, such a perverted old man, how can you invite him on board? One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama, with a furious expression, you old guy, you are simply a disgrace to the bald world. Dragon Ball World Bulma, you old turtle, you will never change your ways. One day when you fall asleep, I will throw you into the rice cooker to stew turtle soup. Dragon Ball World Zii Sun Wukong, Bulma, isn't this bad? Pope Bibi Dong of the Dolo World Spirit Hall, I support it. Devil Queen Morgana, support, +1. One Piece World Brook, I support it too, yaha ho 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 ho. Dragon Ball World Turtle Sennin, Bones, you are not a woman, why do you support me? One Piece World Brook, because if you are stewed into turtle soup, no one will compete with me for lines anymore. Yahohoho. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel World. Batman in Marvel World. Marvel World Hulk. Marvel World Spider-Man Peter Parker. Peter, stop wandering. Look, it's your turn now. Wolverine reminded from the side. What, it's my turn. Spider-Man Peter Parker looked at the sky. At this time, it was really his turn. The content related to Iron Man has actually been exposed. Oh my god, my secret, my privacy. Oh. Mega. With Spider-Man's expression of despair, a story related to him began in the sky. Everyone looked at him sympathetically. Young man, you have to learn to face it. You have to allow everything to happen. Iron Man Tony Stark came over and patted Spider-Man Peter Pat on the shoulder to cheer him up and encourage him. Initially, Peter Parker was just a very ordinary high school student. He does not have a strong family background, nor does he have a genius mind like Iron Man. And his family is still very poor. After his parents divorced, he was forced to live with his Uncle Ben, which made him feel uncomfortable and lonely. In school, he also faced rejection from classmates and discrimination from teachers, which made him feel frustrated and helpless. However, a miracle happened to young Peter in an accident. He was bitten by a radioactive spider during an experiment. After that, he actually gained strength and agility beyond human beings. From then on, he began to protect citizens as Spider-Man and slowly became a superhero. This is originally a very inspiring and touching story. However, after the story was exposed, barrages floated across the sky like snowflakes, which made Spider-Man Peter extremely embarrassed. Death God Carl, can you become stronger after being bitten by a spider? Isn't this way the Marvel Universe acquires superpowers too hasty? Demon Queen Morgana, Iron Man becomes stronger by technology, but Spider-Man becomes stronger by mutation? How fed up is this? Pope Bibidong of the Spirit Hall of Doluo World, haha, you will become stronger with just one bite, it is indeed a bit too hasty. After seeing these barrages, Spider-Man felt even more embarrassed. The way he became stronger was really surprising. But it's not sloppy at all, okay? Fortunately, although most of the barrages are mocking, there are still some people who support Spider-Man. One Punch World Bald Demon King Saitama, why are you so rash? The rich rely on technology and the poor rely on mutation, right? I think it would be great if being bitten by a spider can make you stronger. Pirate World Chopper, wow, what a magical world. You can become stronger without eating devil fruits. One Piece World Pirate King Luffy, he, the bald guy is right, here we also have rich people who can become stronger with technology, and poor people can become stronger with devil fruits. If you become stronger by being bitten by a spider, the life of Spider-Man is so interesting. However, fun is fun. Spider-Man's life full of accidents and suffering may be remarkable, but obviously he is not as popular as Iron Man. Because the way he mutates cannot be copied. Dr. Kisno, the boss of One Punch World Evolution House, it would be too much to say that the way people become stronger is sloppy. As a scientist who has studied evolution for decades and has even used technology to achieve rejuvenation and eternal youth, let me give you a fair word. The life experience and growth of this little Spider-Man can be seen as an evolution of the human body caused by an accident. Chapter 14. If you can't withstand the spider's poison, you will die. If you withstand it, the genes will mutate and you will have the same special abilities as the spider. Spider-Man was grateful to see someone stand up and speak out for himself. Marvel World Spider-Man Peter Pat at One Punch World Evolution House Boss Dr. Kisno. Marvel Spider-Man Peter Pat, thank you, Doctor. At this time, some people were staring at Dr. Kisno's words and guessing who this person was. However, no one questioned it yet. Because they all could see that the boss of the One Punch World Evolution House spoke very professionally. Even evil beings like Demon Queen Madonna did not stand up to cause trouble. Marvel World. All the heroes were angry. Those bastards are so disgusting. They actually said that the way we became stronger was careless. Finally someone stood up and spoke justice for Peter. By the way, that doctor from the House of Evolution, who is he? Does anyone know? Don't be ridiculous. He is from the Evolution House of One Punch World. We have never been to that dimensional world. How can we know? Ask someone else. Ask who? Who would know? There is someone who might know. Tony, you mean, that Chen Mu from the Universe Foundation? Yes. Yes, how could I forget him? Ask him, who will ask? Tony, come on. After all, you are familiar with him. Others, even Thanos and that Galactic Emperor Barrier don't give him face. All right. Marvel World Iron Man Tony Stark at Universe Foundation President Chen Mu. Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, Brother Chen Mu, I want to ask you for information about two people, is that okay? Soon, Chen Mu replied. This made Iron Man very excited and felt very proud. Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, okay, which two? Iron Man Tony Stark in the Marvel world, Dr. Kisno, the boss of the Evolution House of the One Punch world, and Pope Bibi Dong of the Spirit Hall of the Doluo world. As soon as Bibi Dong's name came out, Iron Man Tony suddenly felt that many pairs of contemptuous eyes around him were scanning his body. It was clearly agreed that the person to ask was Dr. Kisno from the House of Evolution. But he took it upon himself to add another Pope, Bibi Dong. If you don't despise him, who does he despise? Chen Mu responded quickly. Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, Dr. Kisno, the boss of One Punch World Evolution House, is a Frankenstein. Due to his high IQ, he is incompatible with the people around him. In the end, relying on his own research, when he was 70 years old, he made a key breakthrough in technology. He himself rejuvenated and became youthful forever. Dr. Kinos now looks like a handsome young man. But in fact he is older than you think. Dr. Kinos's greatest wish in his life is to find the direction of human evolution and allow human beings to evolve. Therefore, in the way of evolution, he is indeed the most authoritative being. Shortly after this barrage appeared, powerful men from all over the world zeroed in on Dr. Kisno. Everyone sighed inwardly, how awesome, they actually used science to make themselves feel youthful forever. If nothing unexpected happens, wouldn't he have achieved immortality? Just when people were sighing, Chen Mu's second barrage appeared again. Chen Mu, President of the Universe Foundation, Pope Bibi Dong of Wuhan Palace in Doluo World is the youngest pope in the history of Wuhan Palace. She is known as the most powerful leader in the history of Wuhan Palace and the best pope in history. At the same time, she is also the third person to become a god in Doluo continent in 20,000 years. One of the 10 killing gods in the killing city. As well as the second twin martial soul in history, he is also the first person in history to solve the problem that the additional attributes of twin martial souls and multi-spirit rings exceed the physical endurance limit. She is also the youngest titled Doluo and the youngest 99th level peerless Doluo. This Bibi Dong is actually the top powerhouse in the Doluo world. Oh my god! Wait a minute, we haven't even heard of the extra-dimensional world, why does that Chen Mu have everything at his fingertips? It really is. It seems that there is nothing in this universe that he doesn't know. Then little brother, what is your background? So amazing! Next, the story of Captain America's growth was revealed in detail. Captain America Rogers was originally a skinny little man. He is not tall, has no special talents, and suffers from asthma. However, Rogers did not complain about his physical condition, but actively participated in the military registration 5 times. Unfortunately, he was rejected each time. Even his friend Bucky, later the Winter Soldier, didn't think he was qualified to fight. Although Rogers is physically weak, he has a kind heart and has courage beyond ordinary people. Finally, at a party, Rogers was spotted by Dr. Erskine, and he was given an exception to join the army. In the army, the thin Rogers was often bullied by other soldiers, but he didn't take it seriously and insisted on completing his training. During a training, the commander told the soldiers that there was a flag that no one could take down for 17 years. Anyone who takes down the flag can sit next to Agent Carter and ride back to rest. After hearing this, the soldiers scrambled to climb the flagpole to grab the flag, but as the commander imagined, no one succeeded. Rogers stood at the end. When everyone gave up, he slowly walked to the flagpole. Instead of relying on brute force to get the flag like the others, he dismantled the flagpole. When the flagpole falls to the ground, the flag can naturally be easily removed. From this scene, we can actually see that Rogers is smart. Dr. Erskine planned to make Rogers a serum experimenter, but the head of the army disagreed. He believed that Rogers was vulnerable and unable to shoulder the heavy responsibility. The military leader wanted to make Rogers look bad, so he threw a dumb thunderbolt to scare Rogers. What is unexpected is that Rogers not only did not escape, but he used his body to suppress the dumb thunder and shouted loudly for his companions to disperse. From this time on, both Dr. Erskine and Agent Carter knew that Rogers was the most brave and responsible figure in this camp. Rogers' kindness, bravery, and sense of responsibility made him the first choice for Captain America. Later, Rogers underwent a serum experiment, during which Rogers acted extremely determinedly. When the machine's power reached 80%, Rogers couldn't help shouting in pain, and the machine also showed signs of damage. Dr. Erskine and Howard planned to stop the experiment. But Rogers insisted on completing the experiment. In the end, Rogers endured all the pain caused by the experiment and became Superman. During this period of growth, unlike Spider-Man, he was not criticized by powerful people from all over the world, and no one said that his way of becoming stronger was too hasty. This made the powerful people in the Marvel Universe secretly breathe a sigh of relief. Unfortunately, the way Captain America became stronger cannot be replicated. He is still not as popular as Iron Man Tony Stark, who developed the Iron Suit, and no one posts barrages on the spot to poach him. At this moment, the Avengers detected a starship approaching. And on the star-like bow, stood an unparalleled powerful man with a domineering appearance. That is Thanos. Chapter 15. In the light curtain. The powerful men in all major worlds stared at the image above. Thanos leads the starship and descends on the Earth. In the ruins of war. Thanos beats Thor with one hand. Boom boom boom. Thanos' pure power clamped down on Thor, and every time he struck, Thor fell heavily into the ruins. What is this so-called salvation? You are just a group of hypocritical people. Thanos' eyes were full of disdain, and he pinched Thor's neck with one hand, as if Thor would die on the spot in the next moment. Demon Queen Morgana,